A secret debate inside Hamas is going on, and let me tell you, it's a possible political earthquake for the rest of the world. You're watching Times XP. I am Dhriti Yatri, and what if I tell you, what if Hamas stops being Hamas? What if the group that has fought gun battles for decades now all of a sudden starts talking about the ballots instead of bullets? Yes, something unusual is happening inside the moment right now, and insiders say that this moment would change Palestinian politics forever. Inside the closed rooms of Hamas, something big is happening. For months, top Hamas members, those inside Gaza and those living abroad, they have been holding quiet, intense discussions. Why? Because the 2-year-long Israel-Gaza war changed everything. Hamas leaders, they are now asking a drastic question. Should we become a political party? Can you imagine that? A group known for its armed resistance, a group that killed so many Israelis, wondering if it must step into parliament, speeches, negotiations, and international diplomacy. Let's talk about a secret proposal here. So, sources that are very close to Hamas, they say a detailed proposal was submitted to Hamas's top bodies, the Political Bureau, the Shura Council, and other leadership circles. Here, the paper suggests creating a political party, openly, formally, legally, a party that still follows Islamic and nationalist ideology but participants in regular political life, social work, diplomacy, elections. Now it's a drastic shift, a moment preparing to survive in a changing Middle East politics. You know what is one of the boldest idea in this proposal is? Rejoin the Palestine Liberation Organization, the PLO. It suggests rebuilding the Palestinian political system, including all factions, reorganizing leadership, and making the PLO relevant again in the global diplomacy. Basically, in simple terms, Hamas wants a seat at the main Palestinian political table. I said it. Opening doors to the world, even the US. Well, paper also calls for that. More openness to Arab countries, better relationship with Islamic nations, opening political channels to global powers, becoming a political actor that can survive without deepening entirely into weapons. Sources say that conversation about Hamas's weapons, they are already happening. It's happening with Egypt, it's happening with Qatar, Turkey, and even indirectly the United States. Now that's the big shock. Yes, the US, a country that officially calls Hamas a terrorist group. The region is changing and Hamas seems to know it, must change too. But what about the weapons here? So a senior Hamas official told one of the media houses that his plan is not about giving up weapons immediately, it's about adapting, about not letting Hamas be wiped out in the Middle East where diplomacy is becoming more important than the tunnels and rockets. He said that the weapons issue, it can be discussed, but only under a Palestinian national agreement. No Israeli involvement, no foreign force imposing disarmament, no international troops taking weapons by force, because that, the official warned, would create a lot of chaos in Gaza. Basically, it's a gradual shift and not overnight one. The proposal calls for a slow, step-by-step transition. Basically, keep Palestinian principle, protect the movement's identity, blend political work with resistance, rebuild lost public support after the war, adapt to the region's new reality where rebuilding and development matters more than the endless battles. Leaders inside Hamas, they admit something really important. Rockets and tunnels alone cannot protect our future. That's right, they said it. Politics, reconstruction, diplomacy all must work together. But you know what the real pressure here is? Since the ceasefire talks, Hamas has been under heavy pressure from Arab countries, international mediators, even from parts of its own support networks. The message is crystal clear here: end the endless conflict, step aside from ruling Gaza, move towards a long-term peace agreement here. Now, some Palestinian faction believe that this moment could even lead to an agreement that shapes a Palestinian state based on the 1967 border. Are we talking about another long war or another long truce here? Hamas don't want an endless war. So, its leaders, they claim that they want a truce. They say that the fighting continued only because Israel kept attacking even after the ceasefire. Their goal is now a long-term truce that protects Gaza's future but also prevents the moment's political identity. So, in the end, ladies and gentlemen, here's a big question. Is Hamas truly ready to become a political party, or is this simply a survival strategy after losing leaders, fighters, tunnels, popular support? Because in the Middle East, anything can change. And the big question is this the beginning of Hamas 2.0? Well, only time will tell.